Ever wondered what it feels like when a bass line doesn't just play notes, but paints entire worlds of psychedelia and emotion? That's the magic John Lodge brought to the world as the heartbeat of the Moody Blues, and sadly, that heart has stopped beating. On October 10th, 2025, the legendary bassist, vocalist, and songwriter passed away suddenly at the age of 82, leaving fans around the globe in a state of melancholic reflection. His family shared a touching statement, noting that he peacefully slipped away surrounded by his loved ones and the sounds of the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly. It's almost poetic, a man whose life was defined by music, exiting to the tunes of his early influences. But let's not dwell solely on the end. Lodge's story is one of rock and roll triumph, innovation, and a dash of that British charm that made him as approachable as he was iconic. Over the next few moments, we'll dive deep into his life, from Birmingham beginnings to Hall of Fame heights, sprinkling in some humor because, hey, if Lodge could make prog rock fun, we can too. Born John Charles Lodge on July 20th, 1943 in Birches Green, near Erdington, Birmingham, England, young John grew up in a post-war world where music was the ultimate escape. He attended Birches Green Infant and Junior School, then Central Grammar School, before pursuing engineering at Birmingham College of Advanced Technology. But engineering? Come on, that's like asking a bird why it doesn't just take the bus. Lodge's true calling was music, inspired by rock pioneers like Buddy Holly and Jerry Lee Lewis. At just 14, he crossed paths with future bandmate Ray Thomas, and the seeds of a legendary partnership were sown. By the early 1960s, Lodge was knee-deep in Birmingham's buzzing music scene, forming El Riot and the Rebels, sometimes called El Rumble and the Riots. With Thomas, they gigged at clubs like Tewkesbury, rubbing shoulders with up-and-comers like the Beatles and Jerry and the Pacemakers. Imagine teenage Lodge watching John Lennon strum away, thinking, I could do that, but with more bass and a side of symphony. He even took a brief hiatus to finish college, proving he was as practical as he was passionate. In 1966, destiny called when Lodge joined the Moody Blues, replacing original bassist Clint Warwick, just as Justin Hayward stepped in for Denny Lane. This lineup, Lodge, Hayward Thomas, Mike Pinder, and Graham Edge, became the classic era that redefined rock. Lodge wasn't just the bassist, he was a co-lead singer and primary songwriter, infusing the band with his melodic genius. His contributions kicked off with the groundbreaking 1967 album Days of Future Past, often hailed as one of rock's first concept albums, blending orchestral elements with psychedelia. Lodge's bass work on tracks like those set the tone for the prog rock movement, proving that rock could be intellectual without losing its soul. Follow-up In Search of the Lost Chord in 1968 saw him co-writing Out and In with Pinder, exploring themes of spirituality and exploration, themes that mirrored his own life. Lodge's songwriting shone brightest for hits like Ride My Seesaw, a rollicking anthem from 1968's In Search of the Lost Chord that captured the band's energetic shift. Then there's Isn't Life Strange from 1972's Seventh Sojourn, a ballad so poignant that it can make a statue weep, or at least nod appreciatively. And who could forget I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band from the same album. It's Lodge at his self-deprecating best, poking fun at the rock star life with lyrics that scream, hey, we're just humans with amps. The song hit the charts and earned him ASCAP awards alongside Gemini Dream, co-written with Hayward for 1981's Long Distance Voyager, which climbed to number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100. Humor alert, Lodge's bass on Gemini Dream is so infectious, it's probably responsible for more awkward dad dances at weddings than open bars. By 1977's Octave, the band embraced a poppier sound with Lodge's influence keeping things grounded amid synthesizers and hooks. The Moody Blues' success wasn't just commercial, it was cultural. They sold over 70 million albums worldwide, blending rock with classical orchestration in a way that predated bands like ELO or Queen. Lodge's role was pivotal. His bass wasn't background noise, it was the glue holding the symphonic chaos together. In 1985,
the band snagged the Ivor Novello Award for Outstanding Contribution to Music, and in 2018, they were finally inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Lodge, ever the humble one, likely quipped something like, "Took you long enough. We've been rockin' since before some of you were born." Their final studio album, 2003's December, a festive collection, showed Lodge's versatility, even tackling Christmas tunes with the same depth he brought to psychedelic epics. But Lodge wasn't confined to the band. His solo ventures added layers to his legacy. In 1975, he teamed with Hayward for Blue Jays, a side project that spawned hits like Blue Guitar. Then came his 1977 solo album, Natural Avenue, featuring the single Say You Love Me. The 1980 non-album single Street Cafe showed his pop sensibilities, while in the 70s he produced Trapeze's first two albums, proving his ear for talent extended beyond his own group. Fast forward to 2015, and Lodge dropped 10,000 Light Years Ago, reuniting with Thomas and Pinder for a nostalgic yet fresh sound. He toured it in 2017 and 2018, releasing live albums like Live from Birmingham, the 10,000 Light Years Tour. In 2019, BYYOND, the very best of, compiled his solo gems, and he joined tours like the Royal Affair with Yes, Asia, and Carl Palmer's ELP Legacy. Even during the 2020 COVID lockdowns, Lodge didn't stop. He recorded in these crazy times at home, with family contributions, son Christian on guitar, wife Kirsten on vocals, and daughter Emily managing. His latest single, Love Will Conquer All, dropped in November 2024, a testament to his enduring optimism. Speaking of family, Lodge's personal life was a rock-solid foundation amid the whirlwind of fame. He married Kirsten on September 10, 1968, and they stayed together for over 57 years, a rarity in rock circles, where marriages often last shorter than a guitar solo. They had 2 children, Emily, immortalized in Emily's song from 1971's Every Good Boy Deserves Favor, and Christian. Lodge credited his evangelical Christian faith for keeping him grounded, avoiding the pitfalls of drugs and excess that claimed so many peers. It was his enduring love of his wife, Kirsten, and his family that was the most important thing to him, followed by his passion for music and his faith, his family said. And let's not forget his love of wine, in moderation, of course. Just a week before his passing, his team hyped his first solo show at Napa on December 6, 2025, tying into his vinous passions. Tragically, he was mid-tour when he died, with US dates lined up. Fans flooded social media with condolences, turning Instagram comments into virtual memorials. Tributes poured in from all corners. Music publicist Eric Alpert tweeted, "Rest in peace, John Lodge, the heartbeat of the Moody Blues, gone at 82. A voice of warmth, a bass that carried dreams, and a soul who kept the faith until the very end. Tonight, the heavens hum Nights in White Satin." Music Gem echoed, remembering legend John Lodge. His melodic bass and soulful voice helped shape the band's timeless sound, forever in our hearts. Fans like Daddy Dog 2 noted, "So happy that they were finally inducted into the Rock Hall of Fame in 2018. While Ori shared, "Sad news, a key figure in British rock." Even casual listeners like Nick Ankush posted, "They made one of the greatest rock songs ever. Rest in peace." Publications lauded him too. The Guardian called him a pioneering force of British rock's most underrated band, highlighting his steer into psychedelia. Bass Player magazine voted him one of the top 10 basses ever, and Prog magazine gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019. Lodge's influence rippled far beyond charts. He helped pioneer orchestral rock, inspiring generations from Pink Floyd fans to modern prog acts. His faith-infused lyrics added depth, turning songs into philosophical journeys. And humorously, his longevity in music, over 50 years with the Moodies until their 2018 live retirement, makes you wonder if he had a secret elixir, perhaps that moderate wine. But seriously, Lodge avoided rockstar cad, crediting faith for his stability. As one ex-user put it, John Lodge was a kind and thoughtful man and a talented musician. He will be mourned by family, friends, and music fans everywhere. His legacy? Timeless albums, awards like the Hall of Fame induction, and a family that adored him. In the end, Lodge's farewell echoed his show closers, "Thank you for keeping the faith." He slipped away to the Everly Brothers and Buddy Holly, influences that sparked his journey. The music world is dimmer without him, but his bass lines echo eternally. For more tales of rock legends and Hollywood insiders, subscribe to Inside Hollywood, where we keep the stories alive, one riff at a time.